Human beings have always evolved, from discovering the fire to conquer space, from thinking how to survive to thinking how to overcome death. Evolution and growth in any way is part of our lives, individually and collectively. So let's embrace it together. Let's look for ways to become the better version of ourselves. And if really looking, inspiration is everywhere. Changing ourselves can change the world. Everything starts in our mind, so program the mind and build strong habits so we can enjoy life, make a difference, and be an inspiration. Life. What is the purpose of life? Why are we here on this planet? Who brought us here, or how we become these beings that we are? These were questions popping up in my head since I was a curious kid. And my wonderful Christian mom said to me back then that only God can give me these answers. So since God doesn't speak to me yet, I was looking and hoping to get at least some answers for my questions. And this universe has a wonderful default setup to show you what you're looking for, or answer your questions. If it doesn't do it directly, most of the time we'll do it in different ways, like through people, experiences, books, or the internet nowadays. What you wish is what you get, like the quote says, because we have the most powerful transmitter inside of us, the heart. When you love with all your heart, believe from the heart, or pray from the heart, miracles can happen. We're living a great time in our history, a time where technology is growing faster than we can imagine, where the internet helps people to connect, share, and find any information easier than ever, a time in which people focus more on finding a balance between happiness and the way they live their lives. More and more people realize that love and compassion are the most powerful forces in our lives. Love yourself and love your life. Make a living pursuing whatever makes you happy. Have faith and courage to live the life under your terms. Nothing is impossible. But most people are not willing to pay the price for what they are wishing for. They don't have the patience to work and spend their energy for something that's not happening now. We live in an era where everything happens so fast, and of course, everybody expects that things will change overnight. Definitely my ideas and thoughts are not mind-blowing, and maybe for a lot of people will not be new, but I'm convinced that this kind of thinking has a huge contribution in changing the collective consciousness. Quantum physics already showed us that everything is interconnected, and we, as individuals, have the power to influence the reality that surrounds us. For a better understanding of this phenomenon, in the description below the video there's a link of the double-slit experiment which debates that we, as observers of this reality, can influence it. Collectively, we have the power to bring about changes with just our thoughts. There is a lot of proof that sustain this, and one of them is the experiment which was done quite some time ago, back in the summer of 1993 in Washington, D.C. Approximately 4,000 volunteers came from different countries to collectively meditate for a long period of time throughout the day. The main objective of the meditation was to reduce the violence rate in the District of Columbia. The police department became a collaborator of this study, and the results showed the drop in the violent crime in Washington. This experiment was also presented in the documentary What the Bleep Do We Know, and in different articles in the press and on the web. Also links about it, you'll find it in the description below the video. So while meditating, their beautiful thoughts, their unconditioning love for the world around them made a huge difference in their environment. I guess that's why Einstein famously said, imagination is more important than knowledge. The same kind of idea was screened in the movie Tomorrowland with George Clooney, where the main character was convinced that we can change the future. From my point of view, the only uncertainty lies ahead of us, and the future is a multitude of scenarios. If someone can guess the future, I'm pretty sure that's only one scenario that can be seen, but there are so many variations within the timeline. This is so beautifully presented in the movie Mr. Nobody with Jared Leto. So taking all this into consideration, and there is a lot of other proof out there, I'm convinced that our society has the power to change the future. But in order to do it, we definitely have to take control of our thoughts and emotions. The mind is like a garden. What you sow is what you reap, and where the focus goes, the energy flows. That's why we should focus on the things that we can control. Nowadays, there is so much information out there, it's impossible to keep up with everything. I don't say to be ignorant to the important things that's happening around the world, but I see most of the time so many people stuck with one event on their mind for days. And also so much time is lost staying tuned in different news. Try to filter and analyze with your own thinking the information that reaches you. Time is the most precious thing that us humans have, and it's limited for everybody. Our personal success and achievement comes from how we choose to use the time. For anyone who's looking for personal success, achieving more, personal growth, or growing a business, time management is essential. Also, it's been said so wisely that you are the sum of the 5 people you surround you with. Your environment has a decisive impact on the way you live your life, and sometimes we can help ourselves by hacking our environment, staying away from negative and toxic people, or limiting our access to internet if we spend too much time online are just a few examples. If we want to change ourselves, we have to change our thinking first and then our habits. It's unbelievable how small steps towards the direction we want to go will eventually take us there. Small habits have huge results over time. I'm not going to debate how important it is to cultivate new habits. You can read more about it in James Clear's amazing book Atomic Habits. Most of the time humans are the product of their environment. That's how powerful is the impact of the society on us. And if we cannot change the environment, we adapt like we've always did since we've been living on this planet. In this modern era, we forgot how important it is to accept what we cannot change and adapt to the system that's not all the time the best. We see it all around the world. It's 21st century and humans are still dying from hunger or diseases that have a cure. Nowadays, it seems that panic is the worst thing that we can face as a society. All around the world, the pandemic that we're facing is the main news that we hear everywhere. And the fear which is spread around the people affects everything. Because it's so widely presented on every media channel, you will say that this virus is the #1 cause for death around the world. But our society faces plenty of other diseases and problems that have a high rate of death for quite some time. Tuberculosis, hepatitis B, pneumonia, or malaria are just some of the diseases that can be cured but are killing thousands in the third world countries every day, not to mention hunger as well. One of the worst things of this pandemic is the economical impact that has it globally, and the uncertainty of our future, along with the millions of unemployed people, is creating another pandemic. Not everything is perfect in our world, but we can try to change what can be changed in order to improve our lives and the lives of other people. Monetary system may not be the best, social care may be unfair in some parts of the world, but we can adapt and take the best out of everything. Nothing is more important than our health and well-being. Money will never be enough, especially in this material world we live in. Television, media, social media, they all present us a world where happiness comes from the material things that we can have. But there are so many examples out there of very rich people, unhappy and stressed, with no time to enjoy their lives, their families, or to take care of their bodies. And the diseases that our society faces is an example of how important it is to be strong physically and mentally. Be grateful if you're healthy, if you have food on the table and the roof above your head. For everything else you want, never stop dreaming, believing, and working for it. Motivation is the startup of any change you wish to make in your life. And people experience their peak level of motivation when they work on a challenge of just manageable difficulty. You can never finish a marathon if you have never ran a mile in your life. You cannot grow $1 million business overnight. But with consistent actions towards your goal, you will get there eventually. On this path of growth, it's essential to be real and authentic, first with yourself and then with the others around you. One big change that you can do in your life is to be a good, honest person. Relax, be kind, compassionate, and be grateful. Like Dalai Lama is saying, his religion is kindness. Choose to have a better perspective towards life, because when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Especially nowadays, with millions of people being in home isolation, we've come to understand how the 3 things that we could do, like a simple walk in the park, can bring so much joy and happiness in our lives. Everyday gratitude is a practice that can shift your entire perspective towards life. What some thriving Asian cultures were doing, and it seems that our society has forgotten, was to live in harmony with each other and with our planet. So many people are so disconnected from the nature and only focus so much on making money, which will never be enough. Most of the people will spend as much as they have, and a lot of people are spending even more than they have, myself included. As I said already, for now, the monetary system is ruling the world for the majority of people, but we can adapt and make the best out of it. Money is a good tool used wisely, will bring happiness in our lives and can be used to change other people's lives or fight a pandemic like it's doing right now. Charity is growing all around the planet, and so many good things are happening because of the people who are choosing to help the ones in need. Since the beginning of human civilization, cooperation has been one of the key factors of our evolution, and whenever we can, helping others has a huge impact upon present and the future. Good deeds can be done by simple unknown people that are choosing to help others being, like I was saying in my previous video, or by very famous people that support huge foundations that are involved in a lot of beautiful projects. We all want to live in a better world where there is no suffering and sufficient abundance for everybody. Until we'll get there, and we'll get there someday, we have to start to make it happen as often as we can with the resources that we have. We've evolved from single-cell organisms that bonded together with other cells being in symbiosis and form after millions of years these organisms that we have now. During this process, all the cells and bacteria that form tissues and organs worked and helped each other to become this amazing species that we are now. We should continue on the same path of collaboration that brought us here. In nature and in universe, everything is in balance and harmony. There's a perfect equilibrium. If we want to thrive, we definitely have to be in balance and live in harmony as a species. As I said, my goal in this life is to change myself, become a better human from every point of view, and help as many people as possible to do the same. If other people could change the world, I can as well. And if I can, you can too, starting today. Anything is better than nothing. Any good deed then can bring a good change in the life of another being. It's a step forward for a better world. For the rest of my life, as I did so far as well, but not so much on social media, especially on YouTube, my goal is to do my best in changing myself and the people I'll be in contact with, personally and virtually. I'll say it as often as I can. Programming the mind is the starting point in any change you wish to make in your life. If the TV with a news channel is open 24/7 in your home, and now there's only sad and tragic news on, what do you think your mind will pick up, consciously and unconsciously? What kind of programs will run in your head? How you will see the world? Instead, try for a couple of days, if you have the time, and I guess plenty of us have a lot of free time now, to listen positive and motivational TED Talks, or follow YouTube channels like Better Ideas or Matt D'Avella, where is presented very useful information that can really change your thinking and make a positive difference in your life. One thing everybody is aware of, or should be aware, is that the mind shift will not happen overnight. It takes time and consistency. This time notion keeps coming on. I'll talk more about the time pretty soon, if you'll stick around. I would like to sum up this video with a quote that I love so much from Einstein Wisdom. If you want to live a happy life, tie to a goal, not to people or things. If you have enjoyed this video and you're curious to see what's coming next, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a like and share it with others. Until the next video, I wish you all the best, stay strong and healthy, enjoy life, make a difference, be an inspiration.